Everybody, welcome back. Doing another T4 ISO 8 video. This time it's the update, not full team, but update for the XFactor. We've got multiple man already in game, and Polaris is about to come into game shortly. So we're gonna look at those T4s, how the team's evolved a little bit. Has it evolved as far as those T4s go? Do you need many for multiple man of Polaris? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Anybody who's new to the channel, click that subscribe button. We are doing the 10K giveaway. Once we get to that 10,000 subscribers, we'll be doing a giveaway. So just click the button. There's a Discord link in the description below. You can click that, join the Discord, and you will be able to easily follow along for what the details will be for that giveaway. So, I mean, you don't have to do anything other than subscribe and follow along. It's pretty easy, right? And then maybe win some money or something. So anyway, do that. And yeah, let's go check out XFactor. And as always, there's other links below with the sponsors, weight loss, and Amazon coins. Save 20%. All right, XFactor.
Bring me WolverThor!
All right, as always, we've got wonderful work by Punk, who does just phenomenal graphic work, where we've got this, you know, layout at the top with all the characters. Normally it's recommended positioning from left and right. Look, right now we don't know where the other character is or what they're gonna do, so don't get all hung up on that too much. There's not really adjacent things we're talking about here, but it looks cool, and that's what's important. So then we'll go over the ISO stuff. And then as you look through here, basically the way this is we rank them 1 through, at this point, 16. We've got the colors. There's a legend here at the bottom: essential, really good, solid, etc. Just don't. And then on the right-hand side here, this is probably the most common question that we get. Damage increase rank. What that is it if the ability has a damage percent increase? I've got a giant spreadsheet, surprise, surprise, that actually ranks that ability compared to all the other T4 damage abilities in the game. So it gives you an idea where your bang for the buck is for that T4. So anyway, that's what those numbers mean there. And yeah, it's fun. I don't have a piercing formula in there, sorry. You know, one day maybe, I don't know. I've seen formulas, but it's just too much of a headache to get into the spreadsheet for me to figure out. I don't know how to do it. I don't know. Maybe somebody can help me do it. Anybody? All right. So anyway, Punk, great job. This is what it looks like. I will go through this in detail on the spreadsheet where I kind of ranked these, and we will go from there. So now let's go check out. Oh, you know what? Before we go to the spreadsheet, I will get into the detail on this, but we do have Raider still for long shot and Shatter Star, and that's basically for everything. Polaris for right now, same thing, you know, just because you want crit. And then for multiple man, right now I'm saying Fortifier. You know, we do have some ISO 8 tiers, you know, potentially coming in the future. Maybe Fortifier gets better, maybe it doesn't, I don't know. And there's the other opportunity there is Healer, mainly because of his passive. But, you know, if you don't have him built up that much, I'm not sure how much it really helps you or not. So anyway, that's the ISOs. We'll still talk about this a little bit in the spreadsheet. So let's go to that. All right, so like I mentioned, spreadsheet. We got the spreadsheet with the ISOs at the bottom. Raider, crit, nothing more to say. Same thing with Polaris, nothing more to say. And then, you know, the multiple man Fortifier here. What I have the note here is he only has 1 attack, so I feel like he sort of defaults into Fortifier Healer. You're not really looking at Skirmisher or Striker on him. It's just not as... He's basically there to distract people from hitting everybody else. So yeah, you want him to survive so that he can do that easier. That's why you're looking at Fortifier and Healer. Not much to say there. All right, so the bottom of the barrel here, we got multiple man special. My comment here is it's situational and only clears self and not allies. What this ability is it automatically summons 2 dupes, but the T4 upgrade is if Polaris is an ally, instead of clearing 2 negative effects from self, you clear all negative effects, but it's only self. It's not the full XFactor team. And I said this with Beast, with the Axeman, and I'm going to say it now as we're waiting for the 5th XFactor, is they need a cleanser. All right, they're a good team. They're a good team without multiple man. They're a good team without Polaris. But these two and the 5th one need to bring something to this, in my opinion, to this team to make it so it's really formidable where I'm beating teams that I'm not already beating in war. And right now, I could frankly care less if Multiple Man Special clears a debuff from himself. Great, thanks. I'm not messing with it. So anyway, up next after that, and these are nothing else to use them on. That's where I'm like, if you really don't have anything else to use on, maybe, I guess. Polaris is basic. It's ranked 141 for damage. My comment is third turn use for a couple turns, and you get just a bit more barrier. I'm like, So, like I mentioned, you get a little bit more damage from this T4 from your primary and adjacent targets. The damage rank is 141. It's not bad. The thing that people are really going to look at the most from this is the barrier increase. Barrier the most injured non-summoned ally for 5 to 10% of this character's max health. So it is nice to get to 10% of that barrier. But again, I mentioned that it's a third turn ability. You're using it for a few turns. I'm expecting the barrier really to come from, the long shot or Shatter Star. And not really, I don't think this is necessarily going to play into it. So I don't really love that. I think that they mishap on the kit a little bit on that part, but that's my opinion. Up next is Polaris Is Special. Again, the damage rank is 202. It's your adjacent targets. Mad damage increase, only one character to crit, so I'm not loving it. And what the T4 here is, it is a little bit of damage increase, 30%. If a target has a bleed, attack that target for a little bit more, piercing instead. And the part that people are going to really gravitate towards here is that normally you have a 50% chance for extra crit. You'll always crit if you T4. Now, normally you're thinking, okay, XFactor, I want the crit, I want the crit. But you're only hitting one target here. It's not like you're critting everyone across the board to get a bunch of, turn speed, turn meter, or barrier or anything like that. So I'm kind of like, so then before that, we just jump into our got T4s to spare. So that's threshold multiple man basic. The damage here is 164, primary target. Damage increase is dependent on the dupe count, but only 2 dupes to start in war only. So special only summons 2 and puts taunt so they can die. So I don't know. I don't want to count on a dupe damage here. And I'll get to what I'm saying that in a second, but it could be fun after the ultimate. You know what I mean? But the way this works is you attack primary target for, if you T4 at 320% damage, you get a 50% increase. This damage or this attack gains, instead of 5% damage per dupe, 10% damage per dupe. So, if you've got a bunch of dupes on the board, you could get an extra 50%. But, I'm not sure you're going to find that they last that long. And if it's just him and dupes, you're probably going to lose the battle anyway. So I don't know. I'm not seeing this one. I don't like it. I don't love it. I would rather spend my T4 somewhere else, frankly. All right, multiple man's ultimate. So, look, this is a long cooldown, 6 out of 8. You'll get it your second turn, which is nice. This isn't, but like I mentioned, you didn't turn to second turn. Having offense up for 2 turns is nice. I will admit that. But something I want everybody to think about here, and this is the reason I've ranked this a little bit lower, is what happens and what your other XFactor characters have done by the time multiple man ults. All right. So Longshot and Shatterstar are faster than multiple man. So that means they will have used both their special and their ultimate before he takes this turn. So what it's going to do is, instead of applying offense up for 1 turn and counter for 1 turn to all XFactor allies and dupes, it'll do it for 2 turns. Well, like I said, you got a long cooldown for most of those abilities I just mentioned, especially Longshot's ultimate. There's no chance that offense up is going to affect that unless you save it, which maybe you will. But Shatterstar is likely to use both his, so you're essentially going to be basicing with that offense up. I don't know. I don't like that. I want my offense up on my big time abilities. I want my offense up on my abilities that hit all, and it doesn't happen here. He doesn't get this until after those abilities have typically been used. Again, unless you're saving them, which if you're saving them, that means you're not critting. That means you're letting the other team potentially go faster. So I don't know. I wasn't a fan here. You all can also fill the speed bar by an additional 10% for all your dupe allies. I'm not seeing that there, so I'm probably gonna skip that. But that's where I ranked it out. Polaris's ultimate, damage rank 141. It does hit everybody. This is a 7 out of 7 cooldown, so it's your turn 1. And you pull all enemies up to 2 spaces. It's kind of the Magneto thing. And targets within 2 spaces, you get an additional 40% damage to all of them. You're already applying Disruptive for 2 turns. So the T4 is really only switching from 2 regen flips to bleeds to all regen flips to bleeds. Or flipping all, let me say that a better way, in better English. So the T4, normally it flips 2 regen to bleed. If you do the T4, it'll flip all regens to bleeds. This isn't going to come into effect very often. That's what my comment here is. This is okay damage, but I believe only Doc Ock and potentially Black Order are going to have more than 2 regens to flip. So I'm not sure it's really worth it. There's some extra focus and stuff for this attack. It's unavoidable. Can't be a counterattack. But again, how many people are going to actually have that, more than 2 regens on them? I don't see it happen that much, so I'm not dropping T4s on an ability like that. Next up is Shatterstar's Basic, ranked 139. Same comment I always had on this one is it's not a great damage dealer, but I gave it, I do like that it hits 2 to 3 extra times, and it is the damage boost, and for all 3 attacks. So it's pretty solid. That you could probably argue that this could be ranked higher because it hits 3 times, and I'm good with that. Coming in at 9, again, Shatterstar's Ultimate, ranked 138, but also hitting everybody. Nice damage to all, not a very long cooldown. It does attack everybody, change the an addition. It's guaranteed that 3rd target. All right, if long shots an ally, you hit all the enemies for additional 40%. And that's really what you're looking at there, is that 40% damage increase, because you're not really worried about chaining, there, because you're gonna have long shot as an ally. Long shot basic is coming in at 8. That's ranked 98th. That's not a bad for a basic hit. If you got decent stars on him, and even if you don't, it's probably worth it because he's such a good damage dealer. But it will hit 2 to 3 times, so I'm pretty big fan of that. Shatterstar's an ally. Obviously, the bonus damage is a little bit more. So Shatterstar Special coming at 7. This is the first one that we ranked. Really good. And it's first turn move if you want. It's good. You want to get some defense downs out there. It's piercing. I like it. I dig it. You followed up a long shots alt, which is next by person. So, and I said this a long time ago, the damage rank is high. It's number 3 in the game. It's so close to being essential, but it's just got such a long cooldown. So it's an 150% damage increase. I absolutely love that. Multiple Man's Passive is the only one that's really, it's besides Polaris Is Passive. But these two, the passive is the only thing that comes up here in this territory for the new characters. I don't love their T4s. You probably figured that out by now. What this does is it adds the on death of an ally dupe heal for 5% of this character's max health. You really do need that. When those dupes die, you want him healing. If you don't have that, obviously the healing ISO makes 0 sense. So otherwise it doesn't do it. So the heal here could arguably make this essential, but I'm not sure it does. I've been playing with him quite a bit in Dark Dimension. It's fine. You know what I mean? He needs a little bit more survivability, some defense up, honestly. Like, he's a super fun character, and he really helped me with the Final City node. But he just needs a little bit more to be, like, sexier. You know what I mean? He's super fun, but he's not sexy. I need him to be sexy. All right, the next one, Polaris Is Passive. This is all about added barrier. The added HP is nice. What this is on self or ally XFactor crit, remove all deflect from the most injured non-summon enemy. Okay, so it's only whoever's the most injured, you're taking deflect off. And this is such a weird passive, by the way. When an enemy attacks this character or any other ally with barrier, apply bleed to that enemy. That's super cool. I like that. I love that. On war offense, you get an additional 15% health for yourself and all XFactor allies. You get and this is the part I really like, potentially making this essential, is you get an additional 5%, so a max of 10% max barrier. So instead of having that 30% cap, this is going to give you a 40% cap on the max barrier, which is really, really nice. So they can make them last longer there. And then she's already given the 70% focus for herself and all the allies. Coming in number 3, the first essential, we've got Long-Shot Special. I like this because it's two-turn cooldown, high damage. That's why it's essential. Not much more to add than that. Shatterstar's passive, I got as number 2. You got to have the self-heal. You want that 20% the add there on that each turn. You got to have it. And then on you get the additional barrier on there as well, which is obviously huge. And then number 1 I still got Long-Shot's passive, also adding that 20% heal on this on turn, and then the speed bar filled by an additional 10%. So that's what I got. That's the current XFactor rankings. Again, it's under construction technically because we've still got another character. So some of these things could ebb and flow a little bit depending on how the next character comes. I hope that the next character gives some more synergy to Multiple Man and Polaris. As you can see, they're primarily at the bottom of this list where most of their abilities. I'm not overly impressed with either of them on their own. Well, they might be nice accessories to Longshot and Shatterstar. If this 5th character doesn't help me beat some critical teams in war offense, you know, I want this team to be Shadowlands-esque. Like, Shadowlands is an amazing war team. That's one of the best war teams they've made in a long time. They beat a lot of people. I want to see this team similar to that. Give them the Shadowlands treatment or close to it, not the Skeleton treatment, which they're not, but Polaris and Multiple Man, I was like, I'm not seeing sexy in this. I'm not seeing sexy. Shadowlands, you got some sex appeal, man. You got some sex appeal. You're doing it right. So anyway, that's all I got. Hammer down on that like button, click the notification bell. Like I mentioned earlier, subscribe. We got the 10K giveaway, which we're going to do once we hit 10,000 subscribers. Should be some fun. Discord links in the description below. I already covered all that stuff. So appreciate you checking it out. Until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.